Let's begin. Today's July 30th, 2024, and we're solving the Daily Turing Machine Puzzle. Today's puzzle uses the following 5 criteria cards. Criteria card 7, 9, 15, 18, and 19. And the puzzle uses the purple verification cards. The code above is your way to get more information on today's puzzle by searching the code on turingmachine.info. Let's go solve. So in the grid above, we've got our 5 criteria cards. On the top row, we've got criteria card A, criteria card B, and criteria card C. On the bottom row, we've got criteria card D and criteria card E. So criteria card A looks at our last digit, circle digit, and the Turing machine will let us know whether that digit is an even digit or an odd digit. Criteria card B looks at the 3-digit solution and will let us know how many 3s there should be in our solution. Should there be no 3s? A single 3? Perhaps 2? Maybe even all 3 are 3. Criteria card C looks at our 3 digits, triangle, square, and circle, and will let us know which one is the absolute largest. Should triangle be the largest? Should square be the largest? Or should circle be the largest? Criteria card D again looks at our 3 digits, triangle, square, and circle, but this time it will add them up together, and the Turing machine will let us know whether the sum is an even quantity or an odd quantity. And finally, criteria card E looks at our first 2 digits, triangle and square, adds them up, and compares the sum to the number 6. So should the sum be less than 6? Should it be equal to 6? Or should the sum be greater than 6? Remember, the objective of today's puzzle is to find that unique 3-digit code that abides by the 5 criteria cards we just discussed. And we're going to start off with an initial proposal of 314. So the first thing I want to do is I want to see what kind of digit circle is. So let me go ahead and test criteria card A. Okay, so the Turing machine does not approve of my choice of circle. Notice I did choose a 4, an even 4. So the Turing machine is telling me that no, it does not, the solution does not have an even digit at the end, so it must be odd. So let's go ahead and type that up in our notes. So in section A, I'll say that circle is an odd digit. And since it is odd, I can go ahead and cross out both 2 and 4. Okay, so the next thing I'd like to test is criteria card D. I want to know a little bit about the sum of the 3 digits. Okay, so again, the Turing machine does not approve of my proposal. In this case, I'm going to add up all 3 digits. So 3 plus 1 is 4, 4 plus 4 is 8. That sum is an even quantity, but the Turing machine does not agree with it. So that means that the sum should be odd. So that means that triangle plus square plus circle should be odd. And let's see what that reveals about the overall solution. So again, the sum is odd. So knowing that we have an odd for circle, we've got 2 scenarios. It could be that, of course, triangle and square are also odd, and the sum of 3 odds is an odd quantity. But equally, we could have 2 evens for triangle and square, because that sum is even, and when you add up an even sum to an odd digit, the overall sum is odd. So we're looking at potentially 2 evens and an odd, or all odd. And it doesn't mean that they're necessarily paired up, as in say 2-2 or say 5-5. It just means that you have 2 evens or 2 odds in triangle and square. Now, what's interesting is this criteria card C, in that If we do have a pair of digits, identical digits, that means that whichever is the largest, the other two could be equal. But we don't know that. That's just, for all we know, again, it could be all odds, and the largest would probably be, say, 5, right? So, we still don't know much about that. So, again, we are looking at 2 evens or 2 odds, and we do have also criteria card E, which, sometimes does give us a sum of 6. So there's 2 possibilities. It could be, if it's 6, some combination of 2 and 4, or 1 and 5, or maybe even 3, 3. If it were 3, 3, then the only thing greater than 3, 3 would be 5. So we could have 3, 3, 5 if we had 2 3s. That's one possibility. Let's see, what if we had 1, 5? It could be all odds, and somehow if this is 6 and it's a 5, 1, it could be something like 5, 1, 3 or 1, 5, 3. That's, another possibility. Or it could be, like a 4, 2, 4, 2, 5. There are a lot of possibilities. So I think I'll wait to test maybe criteria card E in the second round. Let's see if we can, what else can we test? We already tested that, the largest. So right now I've got circle as the largest. So if circle were the largest, maybe it'd be 5 and it'd be a 2, 4 combination. But how would you know? Yeah, perhaps there's no 3, the largest is a 5, and this sum is 6. That would be somewhat compelling. So let's go ahead. I think I want to test criteria card C. All right, so let's do C. No, okay, so circle is not the largest. Okay, that's fine. So let's type that up, but we'll say that, let's see, how can we say it? We'll just say either, or let's do it this way. Let's say triangle or square. Triangle or square is the largest. Okay. So if triangle or square, one of those is the largest, I think we can say that circle can't be 5. Because if circle were 5, there's nothing larger than that. So I think it's safe to cross out circle, the 5 for circle. What about, I don't think we can cross out either ones for triangle and square, because one of them could be a 1. It just happens that the other one is the overall largest. So I don't think we can cross out 1s in this case. Okay, well that does it for this round. We've already completed our 3 Turing tests. Now we're moving into the phase where we'll discuss how to construct a good second round proposal. And so of course we didn't test criteria card B, the number of 3s, nor the sum of the first 2 digits, criteria card E. So that does leave me with maybe the impression that it could be, 6, but the question is it 1, 5, 5, 1, and then there'd be a 3, or no 3, it could be, 2 1s. Something like 151 or 511. What about 42? If it's 42, then we know that there couldn't be a 5, but I don't know how you would get 42. If there were no 3s, so how would you decide whether it'd be 2442 or 1551 if the sum were 6? I just don't see how we would go about doing that. So I go back to the 331 possibility. So it's 6, there are 2 3s, and that'd be the only way to get it a 6 is 3 3. Let's see. So we got that. What about other possibilities? Sums that were less than 6 or greater than 6. I guess you could have So again, we're having to deal with 2 evens. Okay, so we know that triangle and square can't be equal because we know that one of them is the largest. So at least we know they can't be, paired up, triangle and square. So that much we can say. And you can't mix them up in the sense that it can be even odd. So they have to be both odd. So it could be that the sum is greater than 6, and then like a 3 5, and then criteria card B would tell us, maybe there's another 3 or just 1 3, and then maybe 1. So something like a 3 5 1 or a 5 3 1, something like that, because I don't think you can get that sum of 6. Okay, so let's go ahead and let's do 5 3 1 and see how we do there. 5 3 1, and now let's test. Let's see, let's test criteria card E. Well, let's see. If we knew which one was the largest, that might help us avoid criteria card. Oh, okay, so I'd be retesting this one, but I guess you have to retest it. I don't think there's a way you could figure it out. Yeah, no, let's go ahead and test criteria card E. Okay, yes, so the sum of the 2 first digits is greater than 6. So let's go ahead and type that up in our notes. So triangle plus square is indeed greater than 6, since 5 plus 3 is 8, and 8 is greater than 6. So that means that we know for sure triangle can't be a 1 and square can't be a 1, because if you add 1 to 5, that's just 6. Okay, and again we said you can't pair them up. So it can't be 2 2 because there is a largest among those, and if you mix them up it can't be 4 2 because that's also 6. So yeah, so we know that triangle and square can't be even. So we are dealing with an all odd solution. Okay, and we do have some sort of combination of 3, 5, and 5, 3. Now the question is, do we have 2 3s or just a single one? And so, there's no way to test that. I don't think you can deduce it. So let's go ahead and test criteria card C to see which is the largest among triangle and square. And so let's do C. Okay, so I have triangle as the largest. That's not true. So that means square is the largest. So let's go ahead and cross out. I don't know if the triangle is going to be crossed out necessarily, but I think we get the idea. And so since square is the largest, that means square is not a 3, and triangle is not a 5. So we've got 3, 5, and now the question is it a paired up 3 or is it all unique digits? So let's go ahead and test criteria card B. Okay, so it's true that there's just 1 3. And so let's go ahead and type that up, and we'll say again, there is a single 3-digit. Okay, so that means that circle must be a 1. So no 3 here. So that means that the solution is 3, 5, 1. Let's go ahead and type that up. And so let's go ahead and quickly just review our notes here. Is circle the last digit odd? Yes. There is a single 3. There is. Square is the largest. It is. The sum of the 3 is odd. And the first 2 digits add up to something greater than 6. Yeah, everything looks great. So let's go verify our solution on turingmachine.info. And that is the solution being 3, 5, 1. 3, 5, 1. Okay, fantastic. Now let's go see how we did versus the Turing machine. We did do a total of 6 tests versus our 5 criteria cards, but I do feel confident that I think we did well. So the first round we did ACD and then BCE. So it's that middle one that got duplicated. Okay, so ACD. A, C, D, and they were all wrong in the first round. In the second round, we got B correct, C was still incorrect, and then E was correct. And so let's see how we did. Okay, so we still beat the Turing machine by 1 question. Fantastic. So going back, not really sure, but I think we just use the cards, I think efficiently for the most part. I feel good about the solve. Obviously, it's always good to beat the Turing machine. But what do you think? Did you notice anything? Add your thoughts to the comments. If you liked the video, please do give it a thumbs up. And if you don't want to miss out on any future videos, make sure to hit subscribe to be notified. Well, until next time, have a great one.